This is your weekly look at what's going on in Southern Gospel music. I'm Greg Goodman with episode 193 of Southern Gospel Now. Our program is made possible by Daywind.com, where you'll find Southern Gospel music, soundtracks, and Christian products. Today's Southern Gospel music is successful in part because of the great groups and individuals that paved the way over 100 years of history. Arthur Rice is the president of the Southern Gospel Music Association and tells us about their efforts.
Well, SGMA is a nonprofit professional association of artists, songwriters, industry associates, and fans founded to preserve our history and our heritage and to promote the future of Southern Gospel music. And then the Hall of Fame, it honors our industry leaders from multiple eras whose contributions to the field of gospel music made an incredible impact. Once inducted, these distinguished individuals are permanently enshrined with a bronze plaque bearing their image and a list of their accomplishments. Well, this year's voting is fixing to come up. It starts March the 3rd.
You can find out more about the Southern Gospel Music Association at sgma.org. Dean Hickman has announced that he will be transferring ownership of the Guardians to the very capable hands of John Duran Rousey beginning April 1st. Dean reflects on 37 years guiding this great quartet.
You know, in 1987, Neil Urick's father, called me and he said, we got some dates up in Michigan as the Urick brothers. Can you go help us? So I called my buddy, Harold Patrick. We had been singing as the Centuries, but then we shut down. So I said, Harold, you still on the bus? And he said, yeah. I said, let's go up and help him. So we did a few dates, and then people started calling us. And we said, well, wait a minute, we can't be the Urick brothers. So we just got together in 1988 and said, oh, let's go ahead and see where God wants to take this. So we named the group the Guardians Quartet, incorporated in 1988. We did regional groups, always sang meaty songs, just loved to minister. Harold died in 2001. We got Homer Fry, who sang with the Gospel Harmony Boys, come in and fill in, and Homer stayed with us. And then up until 2012. And then Homer got sick. He had cancer. Harold sang within a month of his life. Homer sang within a month of his death. But John come on in 2012, and Homer finally died in 2014. What a great gentleman he was. And then we did a CD, and I called John. I said, John, we've got Blend. You know, maybe God's wanting to take this somewhere. And when you don't care who gets the credit for what's done, it's easy. You know, you put people in great spots. You give them power. You stand back. You don't need to really do anything. Just stand back and let them do it.
There are many amazing, talented, and generous individuals in Southern Gospel music, none more so than Dean Hickman. Chris Freeman of the Freemans is preparing for knee surgery. She says it's been a long time coming.
I don't know if it's all the high heels that I've worn all these 50-something years or an old basketball injury. I have been dealing with this surgery for about 3 years, keep trying to put it off, but it's to the point now to where I'm living in pain. It's hard for me to get around. It's going to be a lot of recovery. In fact, I've already started, even before the surgery, doing rehab. Daryl's going to help me out. I got my kids. My girlfriend, Sherry Steele, is taking time off to come down and help me out. And I appreciate all of this. I still need your prayers. God has a plan. He has everything sitting there for me. And I'm just ready to get going again because I've got a lot of songs to sing.
Let's all lift Chris and the Freemans in our prayers over the next month as she goes through this surgery and recovery. The group will be off the road during this time. Bill Gaither has championed Southern Gospel music for decades. He's been the highest profile artist of the genre and has written countless songs that will be sung for all time. He reflects on the first time he heard Southern Gospel music, and as the song says, he heard it first on the radio.
1948, I turned on the radio in Indianapolis. There was a Southern Gospel Quartet, and they were named the Dixie Four, and I thought they were great. But then I got buying books and magazines and found out there were more quartets doing this. Some quartets were better than other quartets. But I went to the Ryman Auditorium in 48, 12 years old, and saw the Statesman, and I was stunned. I'd never heard anything like that. It was pretty powerful.
Bill Gaither continues putting out great Southern Gospel music with the Gaither Vocal Band. As Autumn Nelon Streetman prepares to launch her solo career, she was in Daywind Studios recently with the Isaacs, working on a new acoustic version of the song God Won't. Here's an exclusive behind-the-scenes listen to this song in production. Ben Isaacs giving direction as he is producing the song.
So I think the world can say you're on your own by herself, and then Becky, you join her, and your last friend can leave you alone, and then the trio and make it more Isaacsy.
Your last friend can leave you alone.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, here we go.
Guilty in a hurry, not 1 ounce of grace. They'll just walk away. But God won't, He ain't a leaver. He's a call out His name, and you know that He'll be there. The world can say you're on your own. Your last friend can leave you alone, but God won't.
I can't wait to hear the finished version of that. I'm sure you'll see the video on social media soon. Joseph Habedank's here to tell us about his tour and the folks that will join him on stage each evening.
Well, we are so excited to be bringing our Autobiography spring tour to 29 different stops in 3 months, the months of March, April, and May. I think we're going to be in like 11 or 12 different states. And I don't think a lot of people realize this, but we actually hired a piano player and a guitar player. They are full-time with me. They've been with me for almost a year. Our piano player, Joshua Tomlin, is from Russell Springs, Kentucky. His wife, Abby, and he lived there. They have been such an amazing blessing to our ministry. He's also our tour manager. And then our guitar player is actually our bus driver as well. His name's Anthony Rogers, and he is from Athens, Georgia. He's got a wonderful wife named Sharon and 2 precious little girls, Riri and Janice. They've brought so much to not only the stage, obviously, to have that kind of energy and just to have live music is amazing. But they've also brought so much to our lives and just our bus life, just being on the road for so many years, just me and Lindsay. It's so nice to have 2 guys that we can rely on. And we were just talking about it the other day. We could not have hired 2 better guys. We are so grateful for Anthony and Josh.
Be sure to keep an eye on Joseph's schedule and join him if he appears near you. Wyatt Austin of The Inspirations tells us that their current hit, My Name's Already There, almost didn't make the record.
Well, we had started doing that one because it's an older Inspirations song, and we had decided that we weren't going to do any re-records on the new album. But we had started singing He Sent Him For Me, and everywhere we went singing it, people just fell in love with it. And so we thought, well, we'll make this one exception and we'll re-record this one. And Roland really sings it from his heart. It really means a lot to him.
My Name's Already There off the Inspirations' current project, The Legacy Continues. Scotty Edmond was one of the writers on the Lefevre Quartet's current song, Things We Cannot Change. He gives us a bit of the backstory.
The Things We Cannot Change was a song that was written by myself, Dave Clark, and Wayne Hahn. And oddly enough, this is a song that was written probably 5 or 6 years ago. Every once in a while, a song kind of lingers around until it finds the perfect spot. And obviously, the Lefevre Quartet was the perfect spot. And I love what this song says. In life, we'll go through different things that we cannot change, but Jesus remains the same.
Scotty Edmond just released a new EP, Reminiscin', in which he offers new, unique takes on some of the hits he was a part of during his over 2 decades with Triumphant Quartet. Time for a look at the top songs of the week from the Power 50 chart.
Number 5.
Bigger on the Inside, Legacy 5.
But it must be bigger on the inside.
Number 4.
Rock Bottom, 11th Hour.
There's a rock at the bottom when you hit rock bottom.
Number 3.
Jesus Walked In, Joseph Habedank.
But then Jesus walked in, changed everything.
Number 2.
Come On, Let's Go to That Land, Tribute Quartet.
Come on, come on, come on, all aboard, let's go to that land.
Number 1.
Things We Cannot Change, the Lefevre Quartet.
Through the things we cannot change.
This makes 3 weeks in a row at number 1 for the Lefevre Quartet with Things We Cannot Change. You can catch up on more Southern Gospel news by exploring our back episodes of Southern Gospel Now, those available wherever you find podcasts or at southerngospelnow.com. Our report made possible in part by southerngospelprizes.com. You can register for Southern Gospel CDs and more at southerngospelprizes.com. I'm Greg Goodman. Be sure to love your neighbor. I'll see you next week for more Southern Gospel Now.